Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the astrology stars come together to help you. Now, 2022 will be a different year than 2021, but there still are some critical days that you need to know about because they can affect your love, your money, and your career. So let's take a closer look at some of the important days in 2022. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. The tarot card for the first quarter is the Death card, which represents death and the possibility of resurrection. The tarot card for the second quarter is the Magician, which represents spiritual power being used on the earth plane for creation. The tarot card for the third quarter is the Seven of Cups, which represents misrepresentation, confusion, and temptation. The tarot card for the fourth quarter is the Wheel of Fortune, which represents a new cycle with new potential in the spiritual continuity behind the ever-changing world. Aquarius, the tarot card for the first quarter and overshadowing the whole year, is the Death card. Now, the Death card represents not only death, but the possibility of rebirth and renewal. It can also represent revolution and may be very apropos since Pluto, the planet of death and resurrection, will return to the exact degree it was at the birth of the United States of America. Now, this will represent a purging of people who have abused power and also beliefs that are false. So there is hope for a better future. Now, as we look down into the astrology, the year begins with 4 planets in Capricorn and up in your 12th house of limitations. Since Venus is retrograde and conjunct Pluto, this is the perfect time to reevaluate how you secretly feel about yourself. It's also time to deal with your personal fears. Now, Mercury will go retrograde on January 14th, suggesting that you need care with what you say in public. And Uranus will turn direct in your 4th house on the 18th, suggesting you need to redirect your energies to gain more security. A move may be coming because Uranus can really shake things up. So as February comes, we have a conjunction of the Sun, Moon, and Saturn, and they are in your 1st house, which may bring a sense of seriousness to your personality. So control your actions. Mercury and Venus both going direct will help eliminate any personal fears. And March begins with a new moon conjunct Jupiter in your 2nd house, bringing a little luck and maybe the opportunity to make some money and invest wisely. But do take communication seriously, as Saturn and Mercury will be together in the 1st week. Now, as we move into the 2nd quarter, the card for the 2nd quarter is the Magician. Now, this represents the ability to use all the elements in the act of creation, so earth, air, fire, and water. It also is a very dynamic energy and suggests that what has been purged will make way for an energy that is much more constructive and creative. It also suggests there is a spiritual power that is being used on the earth plane, which would coincide with Jupiter moving from Pisces to the sign of Aries. Now, as we look into the astrology, April begins as Venus enters Pisces and your 2nd house. Now, that can be a positive influence that can help you financially. So listen to your intuition about money and investments. And Jupiter will also conjunct Neptune on the 12th, bringing your ability to express creative ideas. So the muse of the arts are calling to you, and that may bring money opportunities as well. A new moon will end April and May with a powerful boost of energy in your fourth house, and this can bring a new level of security in your personal being and with your home and family. But when Mercury goes retrograde on the 10th and Jupiter will enter Aries, then you're going to have to be a little bit careful, because people may be too independent for romantic or social commitments. And then that's followed by a total lunar eclipse on the 16th, and that has a little bit of a warning that home and family issues might be a little bit emotionally loaded, so be careful. Now, as we go into June, the month may settle things down as Mercury goes direct on the 3rd, and this will give you an opportunity to spend some time with family. Saturn will go retrograde in your house of personality, your first house, so watch your actions in public. Know what is appropriate and what is not. And the rest of the month has both Venus and Mercury in Gemini, and that will make romance and pleasure a priority. So you might get a lot of phone calls or make some. The third quarter begins with the tarot card, the Seven of Cups. Now, this is a card that represents confusion and temptation. In the real world, it can be associated with misinformation or not being able to clearly understand the choices that are in front of a person. Now, the challenge becomes in making wise decisions and not being swayed by misinformation or even your own emotions. So as we look into the astrology for the third quarter, July will be a very busy month as 4 planets make changes. Week 1 has Mars in your 4th house, urging you to be more centered and feel more secure. Mercury in your 6th house will ask you to communicate clearly with coworkers and watch your diet. During the 3rd week, Venus will want to bring a little luck into your work area and perhaps a little bit of a raise. That would be good. And then Mercury will enter into your 7th house, focusing your energy on communications and relationships and with the public. Jupiter will go retrograde on the 28th, so do reevaluate what you need to learn and watch your communications. Now, as we go into August, there is a similar pattern, as Mercury will move up into the 8th house on the 4th, making you more aware of investments, and then Venus will be in the 7th house on the 11th, and this may attract some opportunities for love or cooperation in relationships. Mars will go into your 5th house, and that will increase your desire for pleasure and romance. And on the 24th, Uranus goes retrograde in the 4th house, so you may have to change some plans for home and family reasons, and remember to really pay attention to your security. So September is an easier month as Venus goes down to Earth and on the 4th, and so you should make some time for love, and Mercury will go retrograde in your 9th house, and this suggests that you're going to have to clarify to yourself what it is you believe to be true. As we move into the 4th quarter, the tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it depicts the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, bringing a sense of spiritual continuity that lies behind the ever-changing nature of the world. Now, this is a very positive card and suggests that our fortunes are taking a turn for the better. In fact, you may be feeling that way already, so enjoy this positive cycle of life. As we look down into the astrology, October begins with Mercury going direct in your 8th house. This can be beneficial for deepening your intuition and your connections to partners. Pluto will turn direct in your 12th house on the 8th, allowing you to purge fears and enhance your spirituality. And Saturn will turn direct on the 23rd in your 1st house, bringing new opportunities to deepen your sense of self and your purpose. So be practical and be focused. As we go into November, Mars goes retrograde in your 5th house. So be careful with romance. Don't be too aggressive. And a total lunar eclipse on the 8th warns against being stubborn with home and with family members. So emotional security becomes very important. Jupiter will go direct on the 23rd in your 2nd house. Now that's really a good omen. A beneficial cycle for finances and resources is beginning. And then December begins with Neptune also going direct in the 2nd house, helping creative vision become a reality and maybe making money in creative or spiritual projects. And then Venus and Mercury move up into the 12th house, helping you to network behind the scenes. Do be a little bit careful with communications and travel, as Mercury will be going retrograde on the 29th, and you may be a little befuddled, so be careful. Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns, and this is my story. If you are a spiritual seeker, it may help you on your journey. I believe your spiritual development is as important as your religion. If you look at Christianity, it focuses on the life of Jesus. But Jesus was never a Christian. He was Jewish. If this thought intrigues you, you'll enjoy my new book, Light from Water, Freeing Jesus. It's available on Amazon.com and through fine bookstores. And it may help you on your spiritual journey. I hope you will like this video and also press the little bell for notifications when my new videos come out. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd like to thank you for listening. And please subscribe, because these videos are free, and that's a great price. And they can help you in the coming year. So please take a moment to ring the bell so you can be notified for new videos. And if you want some deeper information, go to my website, ProfessorAstrology.com, and you can find ways to get a transit chart or a natal chart so you know more about you. And I hope that you have a very great year.